So as a conclusion to energy system training on the assault bike, I want to thank you. Thank you for going through that. I hope you took a lot of notes. I hope you get the opportunity to go back and review some videos, because there was a lot of stuff inside of each of those that I know could be tough to, it could challenge some brains, it could challenge some thinking. I hope you got at least some strategies you can begin with, but I guess that ultimately goes into what I wanted you to get from the course, is seeing the benefits of using the assault bike, and then of course learning about energy system training. And if it got you at least slightly upgraded, you're asking some questions now and you're implementing and you're going to figure some things out, we're all the better for it, okay? As a recap, what we did, we talked about the history of the bike in training, and how it has come into the fitness market today and been a huge juggernaut really for its use. We talked about the kinematics, so the position and the power and how to use those things, and how to make sure you're getting the most effectiveness. That led into talking about work limitations around how the assault bike is different than all other things for what's limiting in terms of us getting really good at it for work. And that led us into understanding then how do we devise energy system training, and what does energy system training mean? And we discussed that in great detail. As you remember, that led us into discussing then gain, pain, and sustain, what all those things mean. Primarily when you start out on all of these strategies of trying to practice these things and working them together, you want to have some form of assessment. Remember, we say assess, don't guess. Try to figure out where you sit on that curve, right? Max wattage, 3-minute max cals, 10-minute max cals, and then kind of have some investigation then as to what your long-term strategies are to improve where you sit on that curve. We discussed in detail each of these: OPEX gain, OPEX pain, and OPEX sustain. And we talked about in numerous ways how there could be benefits to all three. We talked about the effort inside of it. I gave you specific ways to train it. You should be good to go on it. If you want to practice and can, after a prerequisite of practicing all these, we talked about mixed modal pain and mixed modal sustain by using the assault bike inside of each of these two areas and the benefits of that. And then lastly, we discussed where the assault bike can fit in regards to energy system training, in regards to sport. And the final point on that is that just be careful based upon where it's involved, and try to find that nice balance between how fitness is involved in the sport and their technical prowess, what they need. So thanks again for listening. I hope you pulled a lot of things there from energy system training in general, and how you can do it on the best machine out there, which is the assault bike.